Hey guys, I picked up this little steamer from Poshmark for about 18 bucks and I figured I'd go through it with you and see what we got. I pulled the tender out. The tender is extremely light. I'm going to go ahead and add some weights to it and probably some metal wheels to it so it rolls a little easier. When I say it's really light, I mean if I was pulling anything heavy behind this, maybe a little more than the engine should be able to handle, it'd probably pull the tender off the track. I did, after I took it out, notice that it had gotten hot at one point. Right in front of the cab, there's a spot where it looks like it's a little warped, and that's where the motor is. So I am assuming somebody may have just had it sitting there spinning, maybe it had a heavy load behind it, I'm not sure. But that was all I could see right off the bat. But if you caught just right there, I'm going to find out that this one's not going to do, I'm not going to be taxing this one real hard or running it a lot, unless I can find another gear for it. It turns out, as I'm opening this up, I find that the gear on the rear axle is split. We're going to see just how well it'll run with that split gear. It doesn't make a ton of noise, but it was kind of disappointing to see. I went ahead and took the cover off the bottom, and I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the gears so that maybe they'll run a little better. Or I take that back. I think I dabbed oil into this one. I'm doing this voiceover a few weeks later. I haven't had time to actually finish this video up. But I did dab some oil into it and went ahead and tightened it all back up. And I'm hoping that it can do halfway decent with that gear being split like it is. You can see here it's moving along like it's supposed to. It's not cogging up. It wasn't clicking. It is a little noisy as far as the gearbox goes, but it's actually not clicking, so the split hasn't become bad enough yet that it's going to affect how it runs. For the tender, I went ahead and used 1/4 ounce wheel weights, stick-on wheel weights, and I just take the stick-on piece off the back. I know it kind of seems counterproductive, but I never really know what I'm going to put them in, and it just makes them easier not having the sticky on them. I can just glue them down to whatever I want to glue them to. And that Gorilla Glue that I use works really quick. You can see the weights already are stuck on it. I went ahead and put the metal wheels on it. Afterwards I did put a couple little drops of oil in the trucks, because they are the cheaper trucks that just snap in place from Lifelike, to help the wheels spin just a little better, because they did kind of want to stick a little in those trucks. Went ahead and put the cover on, and if you notice on the back it's got two little notches. It's easy to tell which way it goes, and you just slide it forward and then push it down and it locks right in place. You see here I'm going to hook up the bar that runs between them, and that bar is like a little plastic bar and it's bent. I may make me a little better one in the future, because that one just doesn't want to stay level to where it doesn't uncouple from the tender. I did a little bit of tweaking to it and a little bit of bending trying to get it to stay up just enough to hold on to it, and it works, but it's not, perfect by any means. And this isn't a perfect locomotive. It's a cheaper one from Lifelike anyway. But I like the look. I went ahead and hooked 5 cars to it. We're going to kind of see how well it pulls. It spins right off the takeoff, but those are plastic wheeled cars too. I know they don't, they provide more friction than your metal ones do. The metal ones seem to roll a little better. But you can see it's getting by, it's pulling it. And I do like a little bit of that wheel spin that it gives whenever it goes to take off. And give it another little push here. For some reason it stopped at that point, but that's not even a connection, so I thought that was kind of odd. But and then the cars come uncoupled, so I have to back it back up, put them back together. Nothing's perfect, but you can see here I just put that F unit in behind it to kind of give it some help, but naturally the steamer isn't doing it much justice. It just sits there and spins until the Pennsylvania decides it wants to go. So really, more or less, this is just for aesthetics. It kind of looks cool having the steamer in front of the F unit, letting them pull those cars together. But in the end, it's a good-looking locomotive. Yeah, it's got its problems, but it's cheap. I'm real happy with the way it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.